This program is intended for mature audiences and may contain some material that is not suitable for everyone, including violence, coarse language, and unfiltered opinions. We do not endorse the views of those we report on.
Javier Milei, you don't want to take the fact that he was linked with these globalist organizations and WEF and that kind of stuff. You don't want to take all of this and hold it against him forever. Because it could be that at some point a messiah would come, a kind of enlightened asshole who decides to fraud the system a little bit the way I did to Jeff Epstein. Like, I got Jeff Epstein to send me money, and I'm super proud of this. Uh, but I also didn't let this money influence me in the direction that I was taking. And eventually, I came to take a direction that was very much anti globalism and anti basically everything that Jeff Epstein was. So you have to leave space for contrarian minds to make it into these systems and fuck them in the ass. And that's what I don't like about the knee-jerk reaction against Javier Milei by the hard right, let's say, who are like, oh, you've been on the WEF, therefore you're canceled. John Drake says he's crazy enough to be real. Exactly. And am I not crazy enough to have asked Jeff Epstein to send me $25,000? I'm not. I am. I am. That is what I mean. I am. Thai Odyssey sends a super chat. He says, Jeff, I'm sure it was painful when those women left you and took your kids, but in hindsight, do you partly feel relieved because this has allowed you to have more children overall and with more females? Partly relieved, but not happy about it at all. It's relieved. Like any good thing that happens in your life, it can compensate for the bad things in the past, but it doesn't compensate the evil that was done to me. It doesn't compensate the fact that these women were evil, the fact that they had a system ready to listen to their false allegations and believe them. That is all still standing, and it is still something that we must fix. Now, have I healed from these injuries? Yes. But it's not because you heal from the injury that the person who injured you is forgiven. There will never be forgiving for these women. They will go to hell if hell exists. And it's relieved is a tough word to use in these contexts. Like if I try to kill you with a knife and eventually you heal, uh, are you relieved that you ended up healing and having all those beautiful moments in life? Well, yes, but this healing has nothing to do with the initial act of aggression. I think it's a good question. The pros, of course, are that if you are in a family that has French and English components to it, you're gonna have to do it. So it's not so much that you need a good argument. Sometimes it's a necessity. For example, my new girlfriend doesn't speak French, and so there's going to have to be both French and English at home, and that's fine. So sometimes it's just a pure necessity. Argument, hey, Rick Time Bot, if you keep spamming my chat, I'm going to ban you forever. Last warning, Rick. Don't you play with me, Rick Sanchez. Don't you play with me. I'm just waiting for the next. I'm just waiting for your next comment. He's still doing it. This man never learns. I'm banning you, Rick Butt. He says, no. See, when you start threatening, he regrets and suddenly he's not. Should we ban him? Yeah, let's ban him. Let's ban the Rick Butt. He's He's spamming with videos, and yes, if you can do that, Ariel, I would appreciate. Shamrock Shake says, did they find Mama JF? No, Mama JF is too furtive. She has beaten the feds of Canada. She has not been found yet. She has given no sign of life. She is considered a mystery, an absolute disappearance mystery of Canada. Yeah, the best policeman on these cases couldn't track her successfully. You have to be proud to a certain extent that in 2023, in a world of technology and tracking, Mama JF has found a way to be untraceable. That is fascinating. With all the networks of homeless people who could have seen her, the party goers, the rave dancers, the people who are drugged up, the people who aren't drugged up, not a single person has reported seeing Mama JF up to now after June 19th. June 19th. So that is the current state of the investigation. Vadet says Canada is a big place. You can hide if you want. You can, but it's very hard to survive long term without some degree of contact with civilization. And that contact, I would expect, would leave traces. You know, there would be some kind of grocery store cashier who says, "Oh yeah, I saw this girl." So it's been 5 months that no trace of her has been found. Master Slave says, you just know the Maple FBI is watching and building the case file right now. Yeah, I mean, they certainly have been checking my social media, but it's not going to help in this case because I just didn't. I'm not involved in the disappearance of Mama JF in any way other than having dropped her off at the gas station. So that is the extent of my involvement.